Hey, Ben.
Uh, Honestly, I just wanted to sort of get something off my chest about the whole climate change thing, and then sort of float an idea out to you, which is just that how do you think this issue translates into its everyday constituency? Like, obviously, I understand the sort of cynical cash grabbing vested interests in business sphere, but how is Republican, I don't know, policy been able to motivate its voters on this issue that seems so far removed from the interests of any average person?
I think that's I think that's a great question. Look, that's the big fear, right? Is that by the time people really realize how much this is going to be impacting both their daily lives in direct ways, the weather has changed in a way that is not helpful. And when they start to realize, depending on where you live, right? For instance, if you live in Miami, aside from the fact that all your property value may go away, which we're already seeing in some places, I think in North Carolina. But what you might also see is our budgets are strained because we're dealing with more, hurricanes, or we're dealing with more floods, and then you start to see okay, there's a lot less stability in the world in general. I don't know. By the time people really that becomes a slam dunk for people, it's probably too late.
This is going to become the next "What's the matter with Kansas?"
Right? It's trickier than that, I think, in some respects, because it is a very hard thing to. Look at how many people save for their own pensions. Under 401k plans, it's very hard to do. Look at how much people, just in everyday life, look at how much people are planning for, 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 30 years out. And then multiply that difficulty by, I don't know, some figure, because it's even less tangible than that. It's a very difficult issue. That's...
All right. Yeah, I agree.